Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am super excited to bring you today's review because I have a look at from the Transformers Rise of the Beast line. This is Smash Changer Scourge. Now, unlike Optimus Primal, Rhinox, and Optimus Prime, Scourge is actually going to be part of the buzzworthy Bumblebee line, which means that this is going to be a Target exclusive. So whereas you'll be able to find it in Target or in Japan, I believe this is actually going to be a Toys R Us Japan exclusive. I picked it up off of CollecticonToys.com. So paid a little extra, but saved me the grief and aggravation of, trying to find it, maybe not. Keep in mind that also, along with Scourge here, the Weaponizer 2-pack of Scorponok is going to be a buzzworthy Bumblebee and thus Target exclusive. Now, clearly you can see, starting off, that this is a heavy retool and repaint of the Smash Changer Optimus Prime, who we've already taken a look at when that figure was released last year under the Cyberverse line as what was supposed to be a release of some of the early kid-friendly toys that under the Cyberverse line. But all we got was this Optimus Prime. So you can actually still find Optimus in the Cyberverse packaging, but also now in the Rise of the Beast packaging. And here's the kicker. The Cyberverse packaging is actually starting to go on sale in clearance, whereas the Rise of the Beast one, you still have to pay full retail. So just a little heads up on that. But as you can see, you have completely different front ends, but the top and the top panel here, all the same, just a different color. Coming around to the side, you can see that one of the wheels has been removed, and what they've gone ahead and done, the side panels here, which would be the shoulders in robot mode, are the same, but the forearm section is different, whereas now you have on Scourge just one wheel and the gas tank, and then you come back, you have the smokestacks, whereas you just have the simple planar section. Now this really leads me to wonder, did we get Optimus Prime in this design because this was actually an early movie design that they had to use to make toys, or did we get this look for Optimus Prime knowing that it would be retooled, or it was a pre-tool for Scourge? Personally, I'm not sure. It does make me wonder. I guess when we get that Battle Changer Scourge, we'll see how close it is to the Battle Changer Optimus Prime. But it is kind of interesting. And moving back from this section here, it's all, again, the same. The legs. This will be the leg section, the feet. Same layout, same wheel allotment, just in a different color. Even coming around the back here, same rear section. Now, having spent time with Optimus Primal, I can tell you that these Smash Changers, the original instructions weren't that great. These are actually 3-step changers, and so the way that basically works is you press the button here twice, and that should trigger the rear wheels and then the arms. And then finally you press down on the rear, and that will spring the rest of the figure up. Well, if you remember with Optimus Prime, and allow me to adjust the camera now since we're going to go into the transformation, it didn't always work as well. And I find it a little harder to do with Scourge than with Optimus Prime. For example, like I transformed Optimus Prime off camera before we started filming, and I had no problems. I haven't had that yet happen with Scourge, but let's give it a shot. So the first press, the wheel section here is going to snap back and fold up. That worked, no problem on both sides. Now the second press, we should get the arms to swing out and come forward. And we got one. And that's sexy. This is what I was talking about. I had this problem with the second arm kind of sticking. And let's reset it and try it again. There, I had to help it a little. And in doing so, I've kind of like started triggering the rise up gimmick. So pressing down on the feet, Scourge pops up into place. As you can see, there's a lot more retooling here. Bringing Optimus in, you can see the forearms are now completely different. Scourge has like chains wrapped around it, completely different design and layout. Uh, the going from the chest, which obviously is going to be different, but going down to the waist and crotch area, different layout. But the legs here completely the same, just different paint decos. Uh, the Scourge picks out more of the details in the shins and the feet, and of course, as you can see, there's a different head. But like Optimus Prime, the head can rotate. Now, what I do find a little interesting is I like on the box, it looks very different. Scourge's head is actually angled down ever so slightly. Looking at it on camera, just because of how the camera is positioned, it looks okay, but if you have it in hand, it really does look like the figure's looking down. And what I find interesting is, from what we've seen from the trailers and the promotional art, the head doesn't really look like this. It doesn't have that whole neck of chainmail. It's more of a traditional faceplate. So I wonder, is it just because of how the clips we've seen, or is this actually an earlier look, a version of the head? Because this look was also on the Studio Series version. So that I found kind of interesting. So again, we'll just have to see what goes on. But there, of course, is the Terracon logo. And let's get a look at the back here. You can see how the smokestacks now give the robot mode a little bit of a different appearance. But other than that, everything is still the same. And unlike Optimus Primal, because of the transformation, Scourge does have elbow joints like Optimus Prime. So let's get Optimus Prime out of here, and let's try resetting the gimmick to see if we can get it to work one more time. So fold the elbows up if you haven't already had that done. Bring the figure down and forward, and you're going to want to clip that back panel into place right here. It helps if you don't have your hands right on the feet, that it won't catch. I find that a little bit harder to do on occasion with Scourge. Push the head down, pull out the smokestacks, which are on a spring, and you just basically have to fold them in all at one shot. Do it again on this side. Make sure that's closed, and then close up these side panels. And I actually, again, find this a little harder to do on this figure than, say, Optimus Prime. Oh, there we go, got it to stick. So, and I didn't mention, but the figure does roll. You do have the fake wheel right there, but so let's give it a shot again, one more time. Press down on the button. Back panel, never really have a problem with that section. It's always the arms. Come down again, and it's just that one arm does not want to come out. I really don't know if it's an issue with the catch or something of that nature, but yep, there we go. I had to wiggle it out and then finally press down on the feet and it'll pop up. So yeah, a little disappointed that the transformation is that hard to pull off. Now, of course, and let me just say, I'm sure as you are all aware, I've transformed Scourge several times off camera before filming the review, and in none of those cases was I able to get the gimmick to work fully. So that is something to keep in mind. So what we'll do now is we will pause, and I will come back with my final thoughts. Overall, I'm not sure if I can fully recommend Scourge. There's just something off with the gimmick that it might be my copy. But seeing as how I had some of the same issues with Optimus Prime, I think it's just the overall design of the toy and how the gimmick works. But at least with Optimus Prime, I got the gimmick to work 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5 times. Whereas with Scourge, I have not been able to get the gimmick to work fully and properly once. Um, there will be other kid-friendly Scourge toys, all of which are going to have, by the way, this same color scheme of this like copper bronze and brown. I guess it'd be a little bit lighter than the dark black um, that we have seen with the Studio Series figure thus far. And in case you were wondering, I did check. Oops, sorry there. I did check with the black light, and there's not a lot of like hidden detail or anything fun like on the Studio Series figure. So my recommendation is pass on Scourge for right now, but let's wait and see how the Beast Armor Scourge, which I think is coming out sooner than later, and then the Weaponizer Scourge ends up. And don't forget, there's also going to be that Battle Changer. So we're going to have at least three options of getting Scourge in a simplified version of Scourge in the Rise of the Beast line. That's not even to say if we're going to get like a mainline Voyager or Deluxe uh, of this figure to complement or supplement the Studio Series toy. But final thoughts, final opinion, I think you can pass on Scourge and wait to get one of the other options. But that's about it for the review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions, help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tiers, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like Scourge to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, if you can't afford the $1 a month, $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. With that being said, this is this is your old pal Chuck for Smash and Change Scourge. We will see you next time.